What do you feel being here in Moscow, where all the people's sights direct to, where all the roads lead to? Delight of scale, which can be compared with limitless hospitality. In this vast of life, you feel constant movement without any intentions to stop. Moscow is the special place in the sight of the whole world. You cognize the contrasts, where traditions are nearby something new. You see the joy of every day and desire to be better. Moscow is the place of key events which are significant for the country. Here, you're filled with the spirit of culture, guarded for centuries and shared with the whole world. The city has got its special spirit, with buildings and streets telling their own amusing stories. You can reach to every part of the city by a real museum underground. The stations of Moscow Underground are true masterpieces. Here you enjoy the freedom of brave decisions, the freedom of revelations. You're inspired by perspectives, and you have the opportunity to share and get the priceless experience. Every moment is full of life, aspiration, and romance. You're overwhelmed with pride, the pride for the great achievements and historical breakthroughs. Tirelessly, you can relish Moscow. The city is the absolute leader of everything. The financial center of the country develops and grows skyward. Here, you're filled with happiness, long-awaited meetings, and time spent in this city. Rejoice in the huge choice of the leisure merging into the atmosphere of shopping at modern shopping centers and famous stores. Then you can visit unique exhibitions of classic, modern and interactive arts. You discover the style of every detail and event. Pleasant rest in Moscow never stops, even at night. This city never sleeps. You have got an opportunity to visit the musical festival, to see the light show, and to take part in the brightest events of the city. Here you meet new friends, celebrate holidays on a grand scale, exalt victories, and light hearts. Moscow has its own for everybody. But in common, Moscow is the same for all. Moscow unites. See you in Moscow.
Good afternoon, dear ladies and gentlemen. My name is Magomed Mijiv, and I'm very glad to welcome tourism industry participants from India to our digital roadshow that aims at strengthening relationship between Moscow and India tourism. Please note that our webinar will be recorded, and one of the most important things within technical issues is don't you please forget to turn off your microphones while the presentation of speakers is set. So first of all, today we are going to present what Moscow is now and what exactly products we are about to offer. And to create an atmosphere of today's Moscow, here's a short video. Please enjoy. Well, let me introduce our honored guest for today, Head of International Division of Moscow City Tourism Committee, Anna Fonarkova, co-founder of professional community of women in gastronomy, women in the kitchen, and also creative director of Peer Expo company, Evgenia Galamuz, deputy director of the estate Tsaritsina, Olga Pugach, and head of sales of Azimuth Olympic Hotel, Evgenia Sinitsina. So now allow me to turn the floor over Head of International Division of Moscow City Tourism Committee, Anna Fonarkova. Anna, please welcome.
Hello, dear friends and colleagues. Good afternoon. My name is Anna Fnarkova, as Magana had said. I'm the head of Moscow City Tourism International Division. And now I will share my presentation, first of all. 1 second. So, my aim today is, first of all, to inspire you with Moscow, with our beautiful city. After the event, we will certainly send you the full presentation with all the information for your further work on your products. The committee was formed in September 2018, and it oversees the issues of tourism in the capital of Russia and creates an attractive image of a hospitable city. Our competence includes legislative initiatives, congress and exhibition activities, marketing and promotion events. However, the important practical information that I would like to share with you is about visas and safety. As for visas, since January 2021, the Russian Federation has introduced electronic visas for 52 countries, which include India. The visa is prepared within 3-4 days and costs $40. And all that a tourist arriving in Moscow needs now is to provide a PCR test upon arrival, which was done no earlier than 48 hours before entering Russia. Unfortunately, due to the pandemic reasons, the issuance of electronic visas has been temporarily suspended, and it will be possible to obtain a visa as soon as the borders between the countries are fully open. Regarding the safety issue, Moscow is delightfully dealing with the pandemic. We follow both our national safety protocol and global safety protocol. In Moscow, all these cultural institutions, restaurants, and cafes are open to visitors. Concerts and exhibitions are being held, and most of them now are COVID-free, meaning that in order to participate, you need to provide PCR test or special QR code that you can get in Moscow. So Moscow is undoubtedly one of the major transport hubs, and there are 4 airports and 10 railway stations in the city. If the pandemic hadn't changed our plans, there now would be more and more flights open between Moscow and New Delhi, and the average flight time between two capitals is approximately 6 hours. Our city also has a developed transport infrastructure. You can see it on the slide. And also in our city. On the territory of Moscow, there are hotels for every taste and budget, both 5 stars and 4 stars, as well as boutique hotels and old resort mansions, which are ready to offer you cozy rest, privacy, and the best service. You can also rent an apartment if it's more familiar or comfortable for you. A year ago, a digital assistant for travel planning throughout the country appeared in Russia, Ruspass, that you see on slide. This service was developed by Moscow city government, and you can use it to buy train or plane tickets, book a hotel room, or find a restaurant, buy tickets to a museum or concert in the city. So to provide users with plenty to choose from, partners from the tourism and hospitality industry of Moscow and all regions of Russia are involved in cooperation with the service. So this one of the ways you can cooperate with Moscow travel industry to sell joint tours with your Moscow partners to find new attractions there or new ideas for tours. So now let's dive in the Moscow atmosphere. Moscow is incredibly multi-faced, and we, its residents and sometimes tourists in our own city, love it for its special vibe, drive, which makes every day colorful, bright, and not like another. We value the historical and cultural heritage and are happy to talk about it. And we work actively and equally well rest, and we do it genuinely. And of course, we love and know how to eat deliciously. Today, I would like to tell you how each of the guests of Moscow can find something of his or her own in our capital and live here for a week or two like a local. Moscow is surprisingly attractive city that combines many airs into a single whole. To find out what it is will take really a lot of time, including going all around all the alleys, looking at the museum treasures of the past and getting to know today's Moscow. Moscow has absorbed a lot of amazing, valuable and technological. Moscow preserves a centuries-old history that can be felt in the museums of Kremlin, for example, or in Moscow Metro, which will definitely takes your breath away. Moscow is one of the leading metropolises of our time, and we keep up with technology. And you can check it during our AR or interactive tours. And to get to know the capital better, we think you could start with its history. You can get to know Moscow better, for example, in the Historical Museum located right in the center of the capital, or in the Archaeological Museum, as well as as well as in the Museum of Moscow, next to the wonderful Gorky Park, located along the banks of Moskva River. You can learn more about Prussian art in Tretyakov Gallery. And as for the world art, you can do it at Pushkin Museum. Contemporary art is also widely represented in Moscow. We can get acquainted with the most interesting exposition of modern works in the Garage Museum, for example, or to go to the exhibitions in the Manege or Multimedia Art Museum. Of course, for many tourists, the main point of attraction is the center of Moscow, a lively, active, 24/7, buzzing with events filled with history. But sometimes guests of the capital, like us, Moscovites, want to slow down, to be alone with themselves and nature. Moscow parks are a great opportunity for creativity and contemplation for both adults and children. Beautifully landscaped parks are not only just about nature, but also about a wide range of sports, educational, and cultural activities and events for every taste and age. We know that travelers from India often come with families and with children, from toddlers to teens. And Moscow is big and fast, but Moscow is not only a city for successful and always in a hurry grown-ups. It's also for young, curious travelers. And as always, all the best for them. Attractions in Moscow parks, entertainment complexes, an ice cream factory in the highest observation desk in Europe, interactive excursion programs, and much more. I hope I managed to inspire you by our city. Finally, I would like to add more details. For most of us, Moscow is filled with new emotions and new impressions, and it opens up to those who carefully examine the colorful piece. I think that getting to know a new city should never be tiresome. And I'm sure that in any trip, it's worth finding some me time. And in our city, it means seeing a different side, relaxed and hard, hedonistic. Moscow is a cool shopping location for for absolutely different shoppers, and a true gastronomic adventure, and much more. Um, Talking about gastronomy, in recent years, a whole direction of gastrotourism has been formed in Moscow, which gives travelers, not even in Moscow, but in the world. And the gastronomic tourism gives travelers no less impressions than sightseeing and walking around the city. Gastronomic tourism today is an opportunity to join the history of the city and country and live your journey, even like a local, that I've said. Now in Moscow, you can find everything your heart deserves, from secret bars to large-scale projects overlooking the entire city. Um, so the level of the gastronomy in Moscow is marked by prestigious rating. Three restaurants are included in the rating of 50 best restaurants in the world. And we, of course, are proud to announce that about the arrival of the Red Michelin Guide to Moscow this autumn. 9 restaurants received Michelin stars, of which 2 restaurants received 2 stars at once. So I think my colleague will tell you more about gastronomy in Moscow better than me. And now meet the winter in our city. Winter fun is in Moscow doesn't end in parks. And in the winter season, you can visit one of the Christmas markets that takes place throughout the city. Go ice skating in one of the several skating rinks in the city at Vednha, in Gorky Park, or just in the center of the city on Red Square. In the parks, you can have a snowball fight, rent a cross-country skis, and take part in traditional Russian winter fun. Or you can just walk around the cozy and bright city during the snowfall. And here on the last slide, I think you can see our digital service, not some inspiring service, I think, of Moscow, which is main source of information about the city. And I recommend everyone to visit our website and to get inspired by the city even more. Thank you so much for your attention.
Thank you, Anna, for such an inspiring presentation. I'm more than sure that every one of us found something unique, something special and new about Moscow. And now allow me to introduce our next speaker. It's editor-in-chief of magazine Restaurant News, Evgenia Galamuz. Evgenia, please. Eugenia, please turn on your microphone because we can hear you right now.
Sorry. Okay, can you see the
Yeah,
presentation? Is it
yeah,
working?
great. Yeah,
Good
thank you.
morning, everybody. My name is Evgenia, and I'm chief editor of the Russian magazine Russian Moscow News. My colleague Anna has started with telling you that the Michelin Guide and the top 50 best came to Moscow. So I will start my presentation with the super fine dining. What's happening with Moscow is that the scene is changing, and what we see now that there are many more restaurants that are high quality and top standard. So you will find the restaurants the same quality as London, the same quality as New York, Paris, Madrid. One of the best one is Twins Garden. On 14th of October, they received 2 Michelin stars, and it's a restaurant that run by 2 chefs, Ivan and Sergei Berezovsky. They had their birthday yesterday, and with a beautiful view over the Moscow city, and with the 2 types of menu. There is a 2 set tasting menus where you buy a set, and there is also an a la carte session. Here you can see some of the dishes that they cook at the restaurants. For example, there is stuffed and a tomato with the grapes and ricotta. There is a grilled crayfish with mini vegetable cabbage rolls and tomato broth. There is another restaurant that's the newest addition to the Moscow restaurant scene by one of the best restaurateurs of the Moscow, Arkady Novikov. The chef is Artem Yevstafiev, and also they received 2 Michelin stars. They boast their own fermentation laboratory, and actually all the produce that they use, they try to do something with it. They use lots of farmed ingredients, but what they create is quite beautiful. It's state-of-the-art fine dining. What they try, they take one of the ingredient, for example, onion, like on the left-hand side, and they turn it into the piece of art. The other restaurant, which you probably know about, is the White Rabbit, number 6 in the top 50 best restaurants so far. And no, sorry, 6 years in the top 50 best, and number 25 in the top 50 best, with 1 Michelin star, and with the chef Vladimir Mukhin, who is still in top 10 best chefs of the world. The White Rabbit restaurant is the place to go either for an evening tea or afternoon tea or a dinner. And the dishes that Vladimir Mukhin present either on his set menu within the restaurant or at his chef's table are extremely beautiful and a little bit magical. He uses top range of the ingredients, and you can go there and try just a little cake, like for example, honey cake on the left-hand side, or have a whole dinner, like a 12-course dinner of the set menu. What I brought here, you can see that there's QR code on every page. You can scan them and you'll be taken to the Instagram page of every restaurant. The Sava restaurant is based at the 5-star hotel Metropole, and the chef Andrei Shmakov been in the scene for over 10 years. This is a really, really stylish restaurant and extremely sort of fine dining at its very best. The dishes that the Andrei Shmakov does are also a little bit, more arty than the others. He works with the best ingredients. He works with foie gras, but he also uses very Russian ingredients. For example, pumpkin. You can see the duck hearts. You can see pickled beetroots. And for example, the sturgeon on the right-hand side is actually served with the borscht sauce. So lots of Russian ideas, but the very, very stylish presentation. No visit to Moscow should be done without visiting traditional Russian restaurant. 2 of the best are Pushkin and Matryoshka. Pushkin is one of the eldest, based on Tverskoy Boulevard. This is the place to come for your afternoon tea. One of the best honey cakes in Moscow at the moment, and also on Saturdays and Friday nights they have live music. The upstairs rooms are a little bit older. There is separate sort of like a balcony anteroom, and every room is decorated with antique furniture. The restaurant Matryoshka is based by the Moscow River, and basically this is a rethinking of the classical Russian dishes, of what Russia was known for in 19th and late 18th century. The chef Vlad Piskunov takes it to the new level and try to bring you the very, very classical taste in really beautiful Instagram worthy surroundings. There are lots of seafood restaurants in Moscow, also because Moscow is known as a port of 5 seas. All the seafood that comes to Russia has to go through the Moscow control. So even if the crabs from Vladivostok or, for example, octopus from Murmansk, it will travel first to Moscow and then will be redistributed all over Russia. That's because that's how it was done during the Soviet Union. So if you get the fish in Moscow, that will be the freshest and the best. There are a couple of restaurants that I would like to bring your attention to. The fine dining Erwin Rika Moria that received the mention in Michelin Guide this year, with beautiful surroundings, extremely beautiful surroundings, amazing service with over 350 fish dishes on the menu. And the other one is a little bit simpler, but also very good, based in the Belaruska business district. This is a Boston seafood and bar. What it's creative, what is interested for, that's one of the best services in Moscow at the moment. One of the eldest and, like we would like to say, grown up waiters work there. There are quite a lot of Muslim and owned and halal restaurants. Most of them would serve alcohol on the side, but they would be able to provide you with the side of the restaurant that will be alcohol free. This is one of the best and most interesting. This is Taj Mahal. It's Muslim owned. They have halal meat, and if you order in advance, most restaurants that I told you for would provide the halal meat also, but only if ordered in advance. The other restaurant that is also off the Tverskaya, one of the main Moscow arteries, is Livanets. It's authentic Lebanese cuisine, and it's also halal, and this restaurant is alcohol free. The Yes, this is quite an interesting addition to all the restaurants I'm telling you about, because this is Dagestan cuisine. Dagestan is a part of Russia that is not been explored much by the foreigners. So to try something completely different, what would you normally would be quite amazing. It's also alcohol free, and it's halal and Muslim owned. During the pandemic, we've seen a massive rise in quite good quality patisseries. And I'd like to show you is a short selection of what we have. So Gentle is right in the city center, right by the theater district. And they have main menu, but what they're famous for is what you can see on the left-hand side. This is basically a beautiful patisseries that are freshly made on site. The second place I would recommend is the La Poste. They have one on Mysnitskaya and one on Leningradsky Prospect. It's a French style bakery and patisserie, the freshest bread. They also do deliveries. There is a Lila pastry in Sretinka district, and Sretinka is becoming one of the restaurant streets of Moscow. So it's nice to go and have a cake there and maybe walk down and have a look what else is available. And there is a Nika pastry, which has Muslim owners, and the chef has trained in Paris Cordon Bleu. There are quite a lot of markets in Moscow, and most of them have quite a lot of, apart from selling fish, fruit and vegetables and meat, what they have is also stalls where you can try food. But I'll show you two of the best ones. One of the oldest ones to be reconstructed is Danilovsky Market. They sell quite a lot of souvenir type foods, like traditional Russian jams, etc. But there are also quite a lot of stalls where you can see the food being cooked for you, over 35 at the moment. The biggest one in Europe is Depot, and it's based not far from Belaruski business district, with over 75 corners, which cook different style of dishes and lots of events on Friday and Saturday night. This is one of the biggest party places in Moscow at the moment. With also, there is like a market section. There are lots of patisseries. You can try Indian food, you can try Chinese food, Thai food, and also Russian food. Apart from that, you can think of any type of restaurant in Moscow and you probably will find it. I'll take your attention to special choice. There is a big range of Italian restaurants. As Italian cuisine seems to be one of the favorite ones of Russians. And one of the newest one is Honest. This is a fine dining restaurant run by Mirko Zaga, our TV star chef. It's a trendy patriarchy district, which also has quite a lot of patisseries and restaurants. And this is an upstairs restaurant. It's really beautiful. A la carte and set menu available with beautiful desserts, like one on the right hand side, the tree one. There are quite a lot of Georgian restaurants, as we have quite a large following of Georgians in Moscow since 18th century. And this one is actually done in a very beautiful Tbilisi style, like an old flat. Beautiful food, and you can add to the table, and you can share. That's what the Georgian food is all about. There are also quite a lot of family orientated restaurants. One of the newest one is Biberer. It's basically a restaurant for the boys, fathers, and children. Over 230 types of beer and a lot of kids entertainment and special kids room. The presentation will be sent to you, and don't forget there are all the QR codes on all the pages, so you can have a look at each and one of the restaurants. Thank you so much. Thank you, Magomed.
Thank you so much, Evgenia. I would say that this was the most delicious presentation of our digital roadshow yet. And all of us just in one moment wanted to go to these restaurants. So dear participants, now let's see it, how it exactly looks in real life. Please enjoy the video. Of course, it is not a secret that Moscow is incredibly multifaceted, and one of these facets is the majestic estates, such as Tsaritsino estate. And in this moment, let me give the floor to Deputy Director of the estate Tsaritsino, Olga Pugach. Olga, welcome.
Good day, dear colleagues. I'm very pleased to be the part of today's conversation. Well, let me share my presentation for you. Just sorry. Just one moment. You know, I'm a huge fan of these videos, and you can find plenty of information about Tsaritsino in several apps, such as Rusbus, such as Discover Moscow.
Excuse me, Olga, do you see the sharing, demonstrating the screen?
Yes, yes.
Are there any problems right now with the technical?
Yeah, I have a little problem.
Let's try again. Yeah.
Yeah,
yes,
I'm
okay.
trying.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah, now we see
it.
it. Thank you. Thank you so much.
That's it. Yes. Okay. Thank you very much. I'm very pleased to be the part of today's meeting. Moscow public areas such as parks, museum reserves are very attractive for the tourists, but for Moscow citizens, for Moscovites, they are vital. Well, you know, Moscow is a big city. Its population is over 15 million people. It's like Mumbai, more than in Delhi. And you know very well how uneasy it could be to live in a big, crowded, loud city with a hard traffic. So each park tends to be a real life oasis where Moscovites and tourists can have a rest without actually leaving the city. Moscow parks and museum reserves have much in common. Well, many infrastructure and design details are the same or can look alike because we work under the same department and have one creator organization. But each place has its own face because of its history, because of its territory, and the themes this place chose to work with. Let me guide you through Tsaritsino Museum Reserve. So what exactly is Tsaritsino? Tsaritsino was founded in the 18th century as the suburb residence of the Empress Catherine II. It literally means the belonging of the Empress. Because of this, Tsaritsino is the museum of the 18th century of the Russian royal family, but also we can host festivals, holidays, exhibitions, modern concerts and picnics, just because the founder of this place wanted this place to be something for fun and excitement. The territory of Tsaritsino Park covers more than 400 hectares. It includes architectural complex, ponds, many facilities. Here we can find concerts, educations, and sports, and so on. The current palace and the historical park the places for very different activities, and we can find some neo-Gothic style, some greenhouses, and the fun fact that the Empress herself really enjoyed the pineapples and peaches grown in Tsaritsina orangeries. But safety first. Last year was uneasy for everyone in the world, including tourist industry, because of COVID. The World Travel and Tourism Council came up with first initiative for safety tourism. It was called Safe Travels. Tsaritsina became the part of this initiative in the beginning of the year. And what's more, Tsaritsina is COVID-free zone, which means that only guests with vaccination certificates or negative tests can be allowed into the palace. But the park is still open for everyone. You can find very interesting photos and news about Tsaritsina in Discover Moscow. Any product, such as tourism maps or the site itself. So let's look in Tsaritsina in winter. Right now, Tsaritsina, the park looks fantastic. All Moscow parks decorate themselves for the New Year, for Christmas. The decoration lasts from the beginning of December to the end of March. Many people come to park just to have fantastic photos, time with families, enjoy skiing, skating, sledding, just take photos on the snowfall. It's really great. And every year, inside of the palace, we have theater actions, especially it's a well-known fairy tale, but in some modern view. For example, when we showed Alice in Wonderland, it was interactive show with some of the actors who actually was circus actors. Children were in other, like really. We have much to do in the park and in the museum in summer too. In summer, we can have approximately 10 trekking roads from very easy to quite challenging. We can go boating, ride catamaran, it's easy, believe me. If you feel like playing and socializing, Tsaritsina has volleyball, basketball, football, soccer playgrounds. We can go running, walking with sticks or just walk. And well, we have playgrounds for toddlers and some special workout zones for the elderly people. If you want to relax, it's quite okay. The big meadow near the Great Palace is very suitable for it. No alcohol is allowed in the park, so family picnics are just fantastic. One of the most popular services of Tsaritsina between foreign guests is excursions, of course. There are 4 tours of the park and museum available in English and in Chinese. The excursions are available on demand on the site, on application, or by telephone. It's up to you. We have electromobile tours with audio guides in English also. They can help you to know the history of the park, of the palace, of the greenhouses. The option is available from April to October, because from October to March it's very cold. And we also have 4 immersive tours in Tsaritsina in Easy Travel application. All the tours are designed for both groups and individuals. Well, so you can find any time for exploring the park and museum. It's up to you what format is more comfortable to you. And our services all our services are available for people with disabilities and special needs. Fortunately, the music doesn't need any translation, so the concerts in Tsaritsina are very popular. We can find jazz concerts, classical music, classic with some modern view, thematic festivals, folk festivals, both in the palace and in the park. Summer concerts are real frequently taken in the park. And Tsaritsino is a very popular venue for city holidays, major city holidays. They look really great in these meadows, near these trees, this historical site. This is the addition value to the program of the concerts. But it's not only fun and games. Tsaritsino can host event organization, business events such as conferences, roundtables, presentations, meetings, right in the museum reserve in their halls. Theater performances, programs also are available. And what we are extremely proud of, Tsaritsino is can share the most joyful moments of the life of our guests and live these moments with them. Tsaritsino Museum Reserve is one of the few sites in Moscow where marriage registrations also with foreign citizens is possible. The clients apply through the register office, then their personal manager help them and take them through each and every stage of this ceremony, looking forward to both the couple and their guests to have the time of their life, to appreciate the moment, to share the joy of the moment, and be really happy and have fantastic photos in this historical environment. The infrastructure hopefully allow this. So in the park, one can go shopping, one can go to boats and catamarans, buy healthy food both for themselves and for the birds and for the animals living in the park constantly. I saw the question in the chat about vegetarian options. So yeah, our cafes and restaurants can have vegetarian and even vegan options. They are marked with the leaf sign in the menu, so you can find them easily. The cafes and outdoor pavilions work whole year. The whole territory is available for visitors in wheelchairs or limited mobility, so it's not a problem really. Where is all of it situated? As I told, Tsaritsino was founded as a suburb residence for the empress, but from the 18th century to the 21st century, the territory of Moscow has grown. And now Tsaritsino is the part of not the big Moscow, but the Moscow, the historical Moscow itself. It's only 30 minutes ride from the main central hotels and the nearest international airport. What's more, the nearest local hotel, quite cozy, it's only 10 minutes ride. Tsaritsino has its own parking there and free city parking just near the territory. So one can ride to Tsaritsino, park their car, walk like 100 meters to the main entrance to the park, go for a walk, or sit on an electric vehicle and take a ride through the territory, looking and hearing about the history of this place. Then one can go inside of the museum if they want, take a look at what's inside, maybe take several minutes rest in museum cafe, go shopping in a souvenir shop, and then maybe have fun in the park, because it's really worth it. The park is opened from 6 a.m. till midnight. The opening hours of the museum you can see in the picture, and and I and my colleagues will be extremely pleased to see you actually in the park and the museum, look at all this beauty and have a rest. I thank you all. I wanted to share with you some presentation with photos, but I think it would be wise to just send you this presentation so you can look at Tsaritsino in all 4 seasons. Right now, in winter, very bright and colorful in summer. Some views of the park, of the fountain, of people enjoying their life right in the park and the museum. When you want it, how you want it. So all of my presentations will be available to you. Thank you so much for your attention. I'm here. Thank you.
Olga, once again, thank you so much. Yes, just like you mentioned, we are prepared to share this information and all of those materials with our participants afterwards. By the way, any tourist planning a trip to Moscow knows that the city boasts of its first-class hotels. And this is exactly why our next speaker is head of sales of Azimut Olympic Hotel, Evgenia Sinitsina. Evgenia, please.
Yes, hello, partners, dear partners, hello, the participants. We are very glad to be the participants of the roadshow in India, as well as to representative Azimut Hotels Moscow cluster now. So let me share my screen too. 1 minute, please. So let me start my presentation. So Azimut Hotel chain is the market leader in Russia by number of rooms and one of the fastest growing mid-market hotel chain. The company is the first operator that managed to bring a Russia hotel brand to the European market. Today, Azimut is represented by 31 hotels in Russia, 1 hotel in Israel, and 8 hotels in Germany and Austria as well. On the next slide, you can see the service standards of our brand. So our breakfast with hot dishes, snacks, fruit, and delicious pastries. In each of our hotel, there is free Wi-Fi throughout the territory of our hotel and high-speed internet access in rooms also. Our guests can use free business corner. We also have a gym in our hotels. Free bottled water is provided to each guest on a daily basis. And last in the list, but not by importance, safety standards as well. And it's our top priority for us. And we are safe travel, the participants of the program, safe travel also. So if we are talking about Moscow cluster of Azimut brand, we are represented by 3 hotels in Moscow market. It's Azimut Olympic, Azimut Smolenskaya, and Azimut Tulskaya. And let me briefly tell you about each of them. Let me begin from Azimut Hotel Olympic Moscow. It's 4-star hotel in the center of Moscow, nearby 2 metro stations, and with excellent sites nearby also, like Ekaterinski Park. You can go for a walk there, or Moscow Cathedral Mosque, European Medical Center, Russian State Theater, and Botanical Garden, and so on. Our hotel is a member of the programs like Indian friendly, China friendly, Jewish friendly as well. So we're be very glad, and we are ready to accommodate the guests from Indian market because the hotel has its own Indian restaurant. On this slide, the next slide shows the hotel facilities. We have 496 rooms in the hotel, and the most of them are superior or standard rooms with twin beds. We have executive floor in our hotel, 12 banquet and conference halls, so we have huge opportunities to accommodate like some meetings, conference, or banquets in our hotel. We have a late high massage, our partners. Also, the important benefit of our Azimuth Olympic is the availability of big parking space for buses. And we have also a concierge service, which help our guests with all that they need in the hotel as well. So the additional services that we can provide is the swimming pool, 22 meters, sauna, jacuzzi for our guests, and it's all free for our guests. As I mentioned, there is an Indian restaurant with Indian cuisine, and also there are several restaurants with European cuisine. So shortly about our second hotel, Azimuth Smolensk. It's also 4-star hotel in the very center of Moscow, just 3 minutes walk from the Smolensk metro station, and with excellent nearby sites like Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Abad and Nova Abad streets, Kremlin and Red Square, Moscow City, Moscow Zoo, Gorky Park, and so on. There are a lot of sightseeing near the Azimuth Hotel Smolensk. On this page, we can see hotel infrastructure. It's 474 rooms with smart concepts of different categories. There are a lot of restaurants of famous restaurants with European and Asian cuisine, and on next slide you can see them. Also, we have 10 conference rooms with model multimedia equipment. Also, we have, of course, a modern fitness center, parking space, lobby bar, and lounge zone with library. Azimuth Hotel Smolensk has panoramic windows with amazing views of the Moscow center, and I hope our guests will see themselves these amazing views, and we also can accommodate the guests with reduced mobility. So as I mentioned, there are a lot of excellent restaurants in Azimuth Smolensk with European cuisine as avenue restaurant, with Japanese cuisine as ramen izakaya bar, as Russian cuisine, Sibir is an excellent restaurant too, with very tasty cuisine, and also Leopold restaurant with Indian cuisine. So Azimuth Smolensk is also very wait for our guests from India. And the last but not the least one is our third hotel, Azimuth Hotel Tulska, 4 stars hotel, a boutique hotel with 144 rooms. And with very convenient location, not far from Domodedovo airport, and in 10 minutes walk from the Tulska metro station. It also situated nearby a lot of interesting places like Danilovsk Manufacture, Danilov Monastery, Danilov Market, Tedbea Ice Place, and so on. So as I mentioned, there are 144 rooms with smart concept, with room service, with one conference hall, and we can order tickets booking and transfer to the airport. And Tulska is pet-friendly hotel, so our guests can accommodate in our hotel with their little friends. So I think that's all. Thank you for your attention, and if you have any questions, I will be happy to answer them.
Evgenia, thank you very much once again. Dear participants, thank you for spending this day with us, telling us so many interesting things about Moscow, and most importantly, just a moment, and most importantly, helping our guests to get inspired by our amazing country. And now, in continuation of our conference, we kindly invite you to continue B2B talk session with Moscow participants. However, there are a few important moments that I must tell you about. Please, the first one is please don't forget about feedback questionnaire that awaits you at the end of our roadshow. This is really important for every participant. And also, we draw your attention that the most active participants of B2B sessions are about to get special prizes from Moscow participants. So once again, thank you so much for finding your time, finding your opportunity to join us. We really hope that you will organize as many meetings as it's possible. Once again, good luck and have a good day.